Hey, love. Welcome to No Matcha, No Mama, the podcast where we pour a little matcha and a whole lot of truth. Each week, I sit down with someone I admire, founders, healers, creatives, and friends, and we sip a matcha I've made just for them based on what they love. I like to do everything with intention, from the ingredients in your cup to the conversations that we have. And the show is more than just about talking. It's about exploring how we can truly thrive through all the mess and magic of being human. Here we start with matcha because how we start matters. So today I am joined by Sabrina Sweet. She is the owner of Miss Lymph, and after years as a professional dancer, that's right?
Yes.
She turned her passion for healing into a space dedicated to lymphatic health, helping people detox, recover, and feel their best. So I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
coming.
having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, I made you a special matcha. I made a mint matcha.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Go give it a try.
Oh man, that is so good. That's good.
And that's my ritual in the morning. That's
really
why
good.
No matcha, no mama. And so I was wondering what your ritual is. Like, what do you start your days with?
I will say I am a coffee gal, but I like both. But there's something about that coffee in the morning, and I journal with it too.
Oh, perfect.
And it's normally like quiet at that time, and it's just like my ritual.
Do you get
like
up
it calms
early?
me down. Not too early. I would say like 7, like 8 sometimes.
That's nice.
But
I wish I could get up at 8.
Oh man, yeah.
Not possible with kids.
Oh no, I can sleep. She can sleep.
Lovely.
But a good coffee, have my journal, and just like zen out. And then I always feel like morning jazz on. Like if you go on YouTube and push like coffee shop jazz, it's just
relaxing.
Like, it is. And it just like gets me relaxed for the day.
Aww, cute.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so I'd love to know a little bit more about your background. Just to be honest, I don't know that much about it. And like, what built your character? What's the backstory that led you here? What did life look like before you entered this space? And like, was there a specific point that you realized that like, I can't live like this anymore? Like when you dedicated your life, when you decided to shift into health and wellness?
Yeah. I mean,
I can ask you that again if you
have 10 years. Okay. So I'm trying to think like the short version is, obviously I was a dancer my whole life. And it was great. Like I loved it. I did so many fun jobs with dancing. It took me all over the world. And if you would have asked me like 2019, I would have been like, I want to open a dance studio and it's going to be great. But in the back of my mind, I always had some bit of healing behind it because dance for me is so healing and it's like my therapy. So I wanted to open a dance studio and I still do. So maybe one day. But during COVID, obviously everything stopped. And I was going to go back into dancing full time then. And there's no dancing. There's nothing going on. And I did already know lymphatic drainage. And I went to massage school and I was working out of a lymphatic drainage studio in LA. And this time in my life, I was actually saving for a wedding. And so I was like, okay, I just need to make money to pay for this wedding. So I was like, what can I do from home? Lymphatic drainage. And I had no intention of it being a business. I was like, how many people can I bring in? And obviously it was COVID. So I was like, okay, come quietly, no posting, knock 5 times. Here's the passcode. Like so low key and so DL just because I didn't want to get in trouble. But like throughout COVID, like it just started getting busier and busier and busier. And I was like, what the heck is happening? So yeah, I was just, and this is kind of like, I don't know if it's appropriate for podcast, but I was a little crossfaded one day during COVID. Like I had a margarita in one hand and a joint in the other. And I was like, just call me Miss Lymph because these are the 2 things you shouldn't be doing. And that's how Miss Lymph was formed, to be completely honest. But I would say the biggest turning point of it turning into like a business to a passion was I ended up getting married and then I went through a big separation or divorce right after. And I swear when it was like my 30th birthday, and I think it could also be like the Saturn return, or there's something in astrology that's like, it always happens around your 30th.
Saturn return, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I feel like I got slapped in the face by the universe. Like literally it was so weird. Like I would start getting like gut instincts and I would start just like having these like somewhat visions and start feeling things in people's bodies when I started working on them. And I was like, what the heck is happening to me? I was like, this is so weird. But what I started noticing in my body, it was holding things when I was with someone that I shouldn't be with. Oh. And I started realizing the same thing in people that I was working on.
Interesting.
So from like playing around with my body and seeing like this like trauma and tension and stuff, and it suddenly went away when I left a relationship I shouldn't have been in. Mm-hmm. I started seeing the same things in my clients.
Like patterns?
Patterns, and especially during COVID. Like people were stuck.
So stuck emotions.
Emotions.
Are connected to.
Yes. Yeah. So as soon as I got that like download, I was like, oh, this is huge. It wasn't like a before and after massage anymore for me. It was like, no, this is like actually healing. Like way deeper than we think.
So when you're, sorry, I want to tap into that. Yeah. So when you're giving a massage, are you trying to like move their emotions too? Or like what?
It's a huge thing that comes up a lot. Yeah. So obviously I work on a ton of clients, and one of like the most common things I've seen in everybody, obviously everyone has stomach issues. Like all of us are like IBS and gut health and blah, blah, blah. But like it always comes from something. And a huge pattern was like stress and emotions and trauma, and whether it's a girl's been sexually abused or whether they're with a bad partner or a job that they hate and a terrible boss, like it all kind of sits. And as soon as I've seen them leave that relationship or leave that job, or suddenly they do more things for themselves that makes them feel less stressed, that tension in their stomach, the gut health, the IBS kind of went away. So I was like, oh.
Do you notice like before and after when you're doing the massage, like you see them before and then they break up with somebody or they go through whatever it is? And
I've seen it multiple times.
You see multiple like a shift in what is being held.
And it's also not just a shift in like their stomach per se. It's like a shift in like their demeanor, the glow in their face. Of course. The tension energy in their shoulders, like everything just kind of
lifted.
And I'm like, this is key.
It
to
is.
Be relaxed and to not stick in things that you shouldn't be in, because it does weigh, put a toll on your body.
Yeah. And it's funny that that's connected to the lymphatic system too.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was that reason that I was like, oh, I really, really like this. This is really cool. So, I mean, I would say there's so many different lymphatic types out there, obviously, and types of massages. And it's just preference for everyone. Like there's really tough ones, there's really light ones, but I do believe in less is more. And I think I take pride in having that mind-body connection during the massage.
For sure. Mm-hmm. And when you were dancing professionally, which can be obviously really taxing on the body, was lymphatic drainage a part of your recovery routine?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
I wish it was. When I was dancing professionally, like majority of my life, I did not even know about lymphatic drainage.
When did you start studying that?
I went to school for massage in 2018.
So you learned it in like massage school?
Mm-hmm. We learned a bit in massage school. Okay. It's not really covered too much in massage school, but then after school, it's like different courses and different techniques and this and that. So there's a long part of my career that didn't know what it was. But my original thought process of going into massage school was being able to help dancers and entertainers.
What did you work on? So when you were dancing professionally and you didn't know about lymphatic drainage, what did you do? Like what were the rituals or things that you would do to help you recover faster?
I'll be completely honest, I didn't have many.
Okay.
I didn't have many, which was not good. I probably should have had more, but I think it was it was like my 20s. So I was having fun. Like I was living my best life. I was dancing in Vegas. I was on cruise ships. There was a lot of drinking and there was a lot of like nightlife, and I lived my best life during those. So there wasn't much of a ritual for me. Okay. I feel like if I did have more of a ritual with my body, I probably would have less joint pain today, because dance is so taxing and like you're in heels all day and normally wood floors, and it's like the worst thing to dance on. But I mean, I guess the biggest thing would be stretching, but that's just because you kind of had to. But there wasn't much ritual. I'm telling you, like as soon as I turned 30, everything started shifting. So it was because of coming into this career that I started actually was like, oh, I got to take care of myself more. Not like I was like, had issues, health issues, like weight issues. It was just a feeling, Just
piggybacking on the dancing thing, what would be recovery tools that you would recommend to someone who's dancing or in that field?
Lymphatic drainage. No, it's there's a lot of self-lymphatic drainage you can do actually. And I have quite a few guides actually that people can like purchase for like under $50. But there's a lot of like self videos to like follow along to do yourself. Like I know lymphatic drainage massages can be expensive and not everyone can afford it. But you can do everything yourself. And so I would say to other dancers, and I know the dance industry and it's not, you know, the most rewarding financially. So yeah, just spend a little bit of extra time and do it yourself and do stomach massages and gua sha. Spend some time moving fluid around your ankles and knees because it's so much, you know, pressure on those joints and stuff too with dancing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Miss Lymph and like what are the different options for massages and what goes down?
Yeah, within Miss Lymph.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have an hour session called the Essence, and that is just the body. So everything minus the face. And all of our sessions and all of our lymphatic in general is more of like a medium pressure. I like to compare it to like a lymphatic Swedish massage. You know, it's not going to be too deep. It's not going to be hard. You're not going to bruise, but it's also not going to be too light where you're like, what are you doing to me?
Is anything going on?
Is anything going on? So it's kind of in the middle. And I do that purposely, even though a lot of people have this more mindset and like, hurt me, I want to get skinnier. Like, I'm like, no.
That's not the way it works.
No. Yeah, it's not. And if people really study the lymph, it's so superficial. It's like just under the skin. Like to just tapping, you're touching your lymph. So it's like, why am I going even deeper? And why am I hurting you? And why am I wanting to cause you pain? When us as humans go through so much shit constantly, it's like, no, can we just chill? Can we just relax? And you honestly, I feel like get better results long term when it's like that, when it's more less is more of a concept. And it's also, you can find more of like, where is this coming from in the first place rather than a Band-Aid? You know, is it coming from stress, trauma, emotions? Is it actually digestive issues? Do you have IBS? Do you have mold? You know, so from there, I'd rather find what the root cause is and go from there. Because obviously lymph isn't going to be the number one cure for everything. It's like, it takes a team. So it's like, I can then refer out to like, here is a naturopath who can actually pinpoint what that is for you. Then here's some acupuncture to balance out your hormones. Because you really need everything to be working, you know, to get everything moving perfectly. So it takes a tribe.
And can you break it down really simply? Like, what are the lymph nodes? Where are they in the body? And what are they doing for us?
Yeah. So the lymph nodes, I like to explain them through analogies so people can visualize them. So there's a bunch of lymph nodes in the body, right? It's everywhere. But there's areas in our bodies that they're clustered. They look like a thing of grapes, I guess you can say. And those clumps of grapes is all over our face and neck. Especially around our ears. It's around our collarbones, definitely under armpits, throughout breasts a little bit, throughout the stomach, inside your hip bones, along your bikini line, behind your knees, and a little bit around your ankles.
Okay.
So I like to explain these areas as like a gate in like a nice residential area. And because before lymphatic and before dry brushing, you should be pumping certain areas of your body. It's almost like you're typing in the code to open the gate.
Okay.
So that the cars can go through or so that the fluid can move through. So if you don't open these areas and turn on the lymph system, if you will, sometimes it can just cause more swelling in certain areas.
So like it kind of gets clogged.
Yeah, it gets clogged. So like if you think your whole body of like a water hose and those areas or anywhere in your body is like tight or has trauma or something, the rest of that ligament or your body is going to start swelling up. So it's just good to keep things moving.
Okay. And then for someone who has never heard about lymphatic drainage, how would you explain it? Why does it matter for our health? And what's actually happening when you get a lymphatic massage?
So your lymphatic system is also your immune system. So when we're getting a lymphatic drainage massage, you're actually boosting your immune system and helping immunity.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like 2 in 1. Like if your lymph system is shot, then your immune system's going to be shot.
Wow.
If your lymph system's super healthy, your immune system's going to be super healthy.
Oh.
So they're the same pretty much. So I lost my train of thought just then.
I asked for someone who's never heard of it, how would you explain it, why it matters for health, and what's actually happening when you get a massage?
Okay, so that's obviously why it's really good to get them done. But obviously, we hold a lot of fluid in our body. The heart has a pump, which then pumps the blood and oxygen circulation all over the body. The lymph doesn't have a pump of any kind.
So you have to pump it.
You have to pump it, but you also have to move it. You know, otherwise it stays stagnant and causing inflammation, swelling, joint pain, stagnation, illnesses, and literally anything you can think of. Brain fog, even more cramps, period, like being irregular. Like there's so many things that a clogged lymph system can cause. So the more we keep it going and pure, the better everything in our health will be. And it's not just like taking care of yourself with good food and lots of water and working out. It's also managing your stress levels. It's keeping an eye on what's good and positive around you. Could be people, could be music, could be TV. And then also it could definitely be the stuff we put on our bodies. Also perfume, that's toxic. Or, you know, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, things that aren't completely clean. All that stuff seeps into our lymph system.
Does the lymphatic system drain by itself, or do you actually have to move it?
You have to move it.
So it will not do it on its own?
No, there's ways that it could. Like if you're taking a hot yoga class and you're sweating, that's great for your lymph system, obviously. If you're on a trampoline, great. Rebounding, somewhat dancing, some yoga. Like movement's really good for the lymph. It's going to help get things moving. Even walking is going to help get things moving. But to fully push fluid out and move things around in the stomach, like that, you have to really do manually. Like obviously moving your body's great, but to really get a thorough lymphatic drainage, like manual, like work is the best, whether it's from someone or yourself.
And what are some of the most common signs that someone's lymphatic system might be like sluggish or clogged or just not functioning optimally?
Well, you can see it on people. Like I feel like when you look and feel a little bit dull or like, I don't know, like just dull and gray, you can kind of tell. Dark eyes, a lot of fluid around, you know, the jaw, under jaw area, fluid sitting in their bodies around their armpits, joint pain, lack of circulation, ankle fluid, fluid accumulated around the ankles, cold hands and feet, which means lack of circulation normally, stuck digestion, constantly tired, missed periods. There's a lot of, like literally everything. Yeah. It goes on and on and on.
Do you think we're living in a time where people are more inflamed and congested than ever? And what do you think is driving that?
Yeah, I think it's our foods.
Okay.
Honestly. Like I think there's so many added chemicals in things these days. Foods and topically also. And a lot of things I think they claim that it's good for you. It claims that it's organic. It claims that it's gluten-free, sugar-free, but there's still added stuff. There's still fragrance. There's still so much stuff that people can't even pronounce. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
totally.
Why do we need all that stuff? But I think that's why. And also I think with the economy and how expensive things are and like people trying to live and trying to work their ass off out here, you know, I think all of that kind of comes together and can cause a lot of stagnation and like stress and stuck in the body.
And what are your thoughts on, like, obviously we have a ton of air pollution everywhere. And you mentioned the toxins in food, but how does the lymphatic system help to detox from those things? Or is that what's helping you detox? Or
the lymphatic drainage massages will help detox all of that. Obviously, one session's not going to like move everything. It does take a little bit of consistency. And then after the massage, it's doing more stuff on your own and not going backwards. Obviously.
Yeah.
So like
keeping up with it, basically.
You don't want to have a lymphatic massage and then go out drinking and then eating Taco Bell, obviously. You want to keep it going. You want to have lots of good quality water. You want to just eat more warm, brothy foods. You want to watch the things you put on your body. Like there's a lot of things. And then keep moving your body.
Can you take me through like what your day looks like, since you obviously give massages, but what do you do for yourself to like assist the lymphatic system and just your overall health?
Well, I'm going to put it out there that I don't do what I'm about to say every day.
Okay.
Because I live by balance.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should. And I like to have fun. And
of course.
I love sweets. Period.
80-20. I mean, you have to still live your life. I'm just saying, like, on a day that you're really...
Totally. I would say, I mean, I wake up, I have my coffee. They say don't have coffee on an empty stomach, but it's really tough. It's tough for me. So I'm going to be realistic. I have my coffee. I do drink water with it, if that helps. I journal. One of my non-negotiables that I do every day is gua sha.
Okay. For your face and body?
I swear by it. No, I do my face.
Okay.
I don't do my body. There are gua shas for the body, but
Yeah.
I think my hands are the best tools.
Okay.
Anyone's hands are their best tools. But I love gua sha on the face. And I tell everyone, like, if you just do this every day for a couple minutes, like, you will get that snatch jaw.
Okay.
I will say I get compliments on it a lot. Gua sha.
Does it matter if you do it in the morning or at night or?
No, but if you want to go through your day looking like a little bit lifted, I say do it in the morning. Like, it's just nice. But gua sha I do every day. Even if it's quick, even if it's just with my hands, like, you could still do the same thing. I dry brush at least 3 times a week.
Okay. So you don't need to do that every day?
No.
Okay.
No, 3 times a week is good. Biggest thing with dry brushing is if it hurts, don't do it.
So like if the brush is like really abrasive, because I just
calm down.
got a brush and I put it on my body and I was like, this really hurts. And you don't need, it needs to be light.
Yeah, it could be soft. It could be like baby soft and it should feel good. Like all
it's
lymphatic
because you're saying it's really surface level. So you
yeah, it doesn't have to hurt. You don't need to like, get scratches out of it. Less is more. You know, things, I think with lymphatic, things should feel yummy.
Okay.
That's I like to say that. Like things should feel good. Things should feel yummy. The music you listen to should feel good. The TV you watch should feel good. The people you're with, you should feel good. It's kind of like a pattern. Everything you do should feel good. If I want to have a Pizookie, that feels good. I'm not going to stress about it. The next day I'm going to have more water, but as long as you're like, have that mindset. But going back to the routine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Obviously I walk. Walking's great. Sunlight and the first thing in the morning is always good too. I try to get myself lymphatic drainage massages as much as possible, which gets tough. Like schedules get really busy, especially since we're growing a ton right now too. But I do like my stomach massage all the time. Like especially if it's feeling like blocked, I will always massage my stomach, and it works just as good. That's why I'm like telling people, I'm like, you can do this yourself.
I've started doing it to myself, but how long do you need to do it for? Like how many strokes? Because I kind of don't even know when to stop.
Less think, more do. Okay. Just like intuitively. Be like, as soon as like you start feeling things moving, like you feel like you can normally feel it if you really like sit into your body. Yeah. And I think especially for women, we've kind of stopped really sitting into our bodies and seeing what we want. So I do challenge that to people. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you how many numbers to do or how many minutes. Like just close your eyes, put a good song on, like massage slow, make it milky, make it feel good. And then you're like, okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm done. I think that especially
that takes the pressure off too.
Yes.
Because I was actually watching a video the other day and someone was like, do it this many times and this many times and that many times. And I'm like, wait.
Started on TikTok.
What?
No, and I see that a lot too. And there's so much information out there with everything, honestly. Like every industry, supplements, there's so many things. And I always see that with lymphatic. It's like, okay, use 2 fingers or start your ankles and then go like this 3 times. And I'm like, just do it.
Go with your gut. It sounds like what you're saying is like go with your gut and lean into what your body is telling you to do, because no one on the exterior can tell you how you feel.
No. And everybody's body's different. So like what works for one person is not going to work for the other. So like when someone's over there, do this 3 times. No, just do what feels good. You don't need an expensive gua sha. You don't need expensive oil. You don't need really anything. If you have a spoon at your house, use a freaking spoon.
How do you use a spoon?
Like the dull end, like the back side of the spoon, you can like use it on your face if you don't have a gua sha. There's so many things you can do.
Oh, what are some other things that you can do if you don't have
I mean, don't try this at home, but I've definitely used a knife before.
Like the back of the knife, the knot.
I was like, what do I have? I like to play around with things, but
What else could you recommend? Don't use the knife, I guess. But like, what are some other things that somebody can use if they don't have a gua sha? Obviously, you said hands, but
hands are our best tools.
Okay.
They're right here. Like, you can get so much with your hands. Oh my God, I'm trying to think what else I've used. Sometimes I've used a pen, but without it obviously being on. I'm trying to think of anything in here that I can take and use it. But yeah, you really could use anything.
like on your whole body or on your face.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah. I've used a spatula.
Improvise. A spatula I can see.
But like, if you like, use what you have. Don't need to wait. Be like, okay, I need to order this. I got to wait. No, just do it. Put on a good playlist and just go. There are obviously certain ways and directions you want to push the lymph, which is definitely a big like factor to how you drain. But there's not much to it after that, you know?
Yeah.
But again, I have all those informations on my guides too.
Buy her guides.
Oh my God. They're really cute.
When we hear the word detox, obviously, what does true detox really mean for the lymphatic system?
That's a good question. So when someone is fully detoxing, it could be different for everyone. So there are some people who, and I just answered this question actually on TikTok because someone did just ask, but some people could get sick after lymphatic drainage. And that's just their form of detoxing. So if their like body is fighting something, or they've been like maybe trying to get sick for a while and their body fully hasn't, or if they're eating a lot of crap or drinking a lot, they might get sick after a lymphatic massage, and that's fine. Like I'm always like, just drink your water. The more you can pee and sweat, the better, because it's pushing out all that toxic shit from the body. But other times, there's some people who are pretty good on their bodies and they walk out feeling so energized. Mm-hmm. But pretty much any draining is detoxing, and draining is like excretion from the body. So sweat, urine, stool, even runny nose. Sometimes people have had like running ears because they have so much water built up there. So anything coming out of the body is excretion, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
You know, it's just, and things need to come out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a massage from you before. You have the sauna and the wrap. What's the benefit of that? The wrap and the castor oil that you do. So
castor oil is one of like my favorite oils. There's so many healing properties to it, but I use it on the stomach and in the belly button to help detox your liver and help digestion. Okay. So castor oil I use all the time also. Like if I'm having a little bit of a stomach ache, I'll put some on my stomach and in my belly button before bed. Okay. And I'll wake up and I'll be better.
What are your thoughts on those little like patches over this belly button that people are using with the castor oil?
Those are great. Yeah. I mean, I don't really use anything. I just have like boxer shorts that I wear to bed that I'm like, I don't care if they get oily. Mm-hmm. I personally just don't like too many things on my body when I'm sleeping. But as long as you're fine with it getting on your clothes, it's okay. But it'll still do the job. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I just throw it on and I go to bed and I wake up and I'm like, okay, I feel instantly better. My bloat's gone.
Interesting. Well, maybe I should try that.
Yeah, it's easy. It's great. But for the wrap, it's great just to help speed up the process. And I do it before the massage. Yeah. Because I like to say it's like preheating the oven.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the benefit for doing because I know a lot of lymphatic massages they do the sweating afterwards. Mm-hmm. What's the benefit of doing it before?
The wrap I like doing before.
But the sweating in the sauna,
Sweating in the sauna people can do after. Okay. Like if you didn't get the wrap and just did the hour body or the face and body, I always say go sweat after. Because then it's going to help push it out a little bit faster. Mm-hmm. Always listen to your body, because if you're like detoxing, that might be too much. Like just listen to your body. But for the session, I like it before because it's going to help me get into the stomach more. It's going to help me feel more. You're going to already start moving. So the massage is just going to push things out a little bit quicker.
Are there any foods or different things that somebody can ingest after to aid, or I guess not just after, but in general, are there any foods or liquids that help with lymphatic drainage?
Yeah, I love bone broth. I think that's such a great high in protein, which is we all need more of. Mm-hmm. I feel, and it's warm and it's liquidy, so it's easy to digest, but you're still getting the nutrients. Mm-hmm. So that's the best thing post lymphatic. Teas. I also love detox drops. Like just continuing the detoxing through food. Obviously, like you can have like a white fish with some like veggies, but obviously everyone's different. So like that might bloat someone, you know, or it might be hard to digest. So that's why I'm like things that are more brothy, just to help keep things from getting stuck in your stomach
Things
while
that
we're
are
still
warmer.
moving. Yeah. And that's a very, like, I'm not an expert at this part, but like more of a Chinese medicine standpoint, like women specifically should have more warmth, like not even cold water, like not even iced matcha, like warm matcha, like more warm foods and warm feed and warm everything is just better for us per Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about that too.
Yeah.
Because I'm in that space too.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sip break.
Oh, how does travel or inflammation impact the lymphatic system? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit about traveling and how that affects.
Yeah. So, oh my God. I'm like, where do I get started? So, the stress of travel always impacts like our stomach, our stress, our tension, the stomach and the tension in our stomach too, just because like anxiety maybe for some people and like the surrounding and there's so much energy in the first place with travel. There's also being on the airplane, which normally being in that high of altitude can cause some swelling in the legs and arms. And then obviously there's like the airport food, which is terrible, or people that eat on airplanes, which is probably one of the worst things you can do.
Eating on an airplane is bad?
Yeah.
Why?
You just don't digest as well as you would on land. So it can really mess up
Interesting.
someone's like gut and digestion and whatnot. I always tell people, I'm like, just eat a big breakfast. Obviously, depending what time your flight is, but like
Also how long your flight is.
and how long, but try to have a really long, not long, try to have a really hearty, good, healthy, sustainable meal before you head to the airport so that you're good. Like you can snack on the plane, like I would say like almonds or things that are like a little bit easier on our stomach and stuff too. And just try to like sleep. Personally,
Easier
just
said
to
than done.
make the time pass faster if possible. But yeah, it's so bad for digestion. The food is probably half fake. Like I don't like how are they
the food
cooking
is
it
not
on there?
good
You know what I
either.
mean? Even the airplane, like the airplanes, the airports. You know,
sure.
like
Yeah.
you know, the food's not amazing. I mean, they're starting to have some more organic options, which is great. They're starting to have glass water bottles, which is fantastic, rather than plastic. They're starting to have like more clean snacks, but like the food in restaurants itself is like, meh. You know, and obviously eat them if you want to eat them. But like, I'm just saying before a flight, your body's going through stuff. So it's not going to be as easily digested, you know? So just to play it safe if you want to avoid getting bloated on a flight. The other thing I'd say besides like the stomach and digestion part is like wearing compression socks. That's really great too for the plane, just to keep the fluid from like not being stagnant at your ankles and knees and whatnot. They're annoying sometimes, but it's definitely worth it.
Okay, I've never tried the compression socks.
Really?
So.
Oh, they're good.
Well, I never noticed any swelling in my legs.
Well, that's good. This is good for people who do notice the swelling. If not, like you're blessed. But there's so many travel tips that you can do. Like obviously for jet lag, as soon as you land, you should try to touch some grass or like ground with some like actual earth to help that. You should constantly go walk in the airports, walk when you land, walk before. Just the more you can move, the better, since you're kind of stuck sitting for a little bit. And yeah, the things that you watch, what you put in your body helps, and then lots and lots of water.
It makes sense because like when you're stuck on an airplane, you're not moving your body.
No.
And the movement is what kind of helps
Yeah, totally.
get everything else going
I'm like
in
a
your
psycho
body.
on an airplane. I'm like that person with her legs up in the air. Like we're like, whose feet is that? Like my legs up in the air. Like I'll have like my eye mask. I'll have my glass water bottle. Just you gotta do what you gotta do. The socks. Poor person next to me.
Whatever.
So
you
extra,
gotta do
but
what
you gotta do. I feel good, so it's great. And I travel a lot, so it's like something I'm like used to now.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm going to switch into something else. Do you see differences in clients like pre and postpartum or during different times of like phases of the menstrual cycle?
Yeah. I feel like that's when I started working on you, actually. Wasn't it? Like
It was before
baby.
Was it before baby number 1?
I think so. And then maybe also after babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, you totally can see a difference pre, post baby too, especially after women's had a baby. Like they have so much water that they're carrying. So it's crucial. But for like PMS, it does. Okay, lymphatic drainage is good for all stages of PMS. I'm just going to throw it out there. There's no area that's better than the other because it's beneficial 24/7, right? However, if you want to plan it around your cycle, towards the end of your cycle is the best because then you can flush out any remaining junk through like your period and stuff. Just a little get rid of it.
Would you say that is there any time that the lymphatic system that you've seen is like slower than?
Again, everyone's so different because women blow at different times in their cycles. Like,
so it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Like I blow on my cycle versus some people are on their luteal phase. So it's so different. So that one's a hard one to answer because every woman's so different. Every man, even every man's so different too.
Do you work on a lot of men too, or mostly women?
Not as much, mostly women, but I do have some men that like are so focused on their health. Men need it too. But I think men are so used to like. I think you've
said that basically everybody needs to be doing more lymphatic drainage.
Yeah, and I mean, men's bodies and women's bodies are so different, but like men still hold a lot of fluid around their stomach and their sides. Like, of course, they want to feel good also, and especially their face too. Like all like the swelling around their sinuses and their headaches. Like anyone, men or women, can get them. And it's encouraged.
Can you share a client transformation story that sticks with you?
Yeah, I have a lot, but I'm trying to think of like one of my favorites. Okay, so she's now one of my good friends, which is really nice. I feel like a lot of my clients end up being friends. It's fun to like be on journeys with people and you get so invested, right? But I had this one girl come in, this was so long ago. And this was near like the beginning of my career. And I was like, this feels weird. And I'm like, wasn't as much of an intuitive as I am now. But I remember massaging her and I was like, massaging her legs specifically. And I was like, nothing's moving. Like it doesn't feel like fluid. Like it feels like clay. Like it was just
weird.
One shape of a leg. Like you don't really see a kneecap, but she was so healthy. She did Pilates twice a day. She ate so clean. Like she did all the right things on paper. And I was like, this makes no sense whatsoever. So I was like, maybe you should go to like a lymph specialist. Maybe they'll have a better like idea than I would. You know, we're just massage therapists. And so she went to a lymph specialist. They ended up sending her to a lipedema specialist. So there's lymphedema and lipedema.
Can you explain the difference?
Lymphedema is more of a inflammation and swelling through fluid, like excess fluid, versus lipedema is like excess of fat.
Okay.
So that's why it felt so stuck.
Okay.
And when it's so stuck, it could actually be really harmful for your body because it could stop the flow of things in your body. And it can cause like blood clots. There's so many things it could do. So a lot more people actually have lipedema than they think. Like it's a very common thing now. And normally you can kind of see and tell on someone's legs and stuff too. But she ended up having like an emergency lipo on her legs and arms. And when I started working on her after, it was like night and day. Like fluid moved. Like it wasn't someone who needed lipo. It was just like stuck. Like things were just stuck.
Do you think that had to do with any sort of trauma or emotions, or it was literally just
it could be trauma, but it's
stuck?
Also it could be trauma, but it's also hereditary.
Oh, okay.
So like if like her mother or her grandmother had it, it could be passed down too.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty crazy to see like the difference. Like it's, you know, I think when people think lipo, it's always aesthetic or any kind of surgery aesthetic, but there's so much to the body that needs to be adjusted and fixed to help, you know, live a healthier life. But it was crazy to see the difference. And you finally saw her kneecap and the shape of her leg, and you can actually move fluid No.
And you couldn't before.
No.
So then her whole system was basically backed up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And then another one, more recently, actually. And again, it's a lot of massage therapists, I feel like, are very intuitive and they feel things. Sometimes we don't know what exactly is we feel, but we know something's off. And this is where like I personally work with like naturopaths and acupuncturists to send them to so we can maybe figure out what the issue is.
Yeah.
But I had told this girl like at least a year or two ago, I was like, something feels off.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is, but it just feels off. You should go to the doctor, just get checked. I think she waited a little bit before she got checked. But yeah, it turns out she had stage 4 breast cancer.
Did you feel it in her?
I didn't feel a lump, but I just felt a different kind of inflammation in her body. It was just different. And I could not pinpoint it. And she had messaged me and she was like, dude, like you, I think were like one of the first people to feel something wrong.
Wow.
And like we obviously didn't know. She goes, I should have probably gone to the doctor sooner, but yeah. And so obviously it's something she's still dealing with today, which is so sad. And honestly, I find it such a trend right now. So many young women dealing with breast cancer. And I'm like, it irritates me. Just the fact that there's still not many changes going on with, you know, our foods and yeah.
Yeah, we could go on and
on
about
that, but
wow.
Yeah. And again, like this isn't, lymphatic's not a cure, but we can most likely feel things prior, but more importantly, we can at least boost your immune system somewhat. And at least especially for women too, like our breasts and our armpits are so crucial. And obviously breast cancer, a lot of it comes from our armpits and like the lymph. Bad deodorants and whatever else we put on our bodies. But yeah, that's why we have to be so cautious with
What do you use for deodorant?
I like the brand Curie.
Okay.
It's not an ad, but like I've tried some and I'm still like, I don't love a lot of deodorants. You know, I think there's still a market for some good stuff, but it's clean. Like it's pure, it's clean, it smells decent. I have to reapply like 10 times a day. But I mean, ideally everyone doesn't need deodorant. What you're eating matters. Like if you're eating bad, you're going to smell.
Right. I was going to say, is there a connection between the way that your lymphatic, the way that your lymphatic system
100%
detoxes to like why you smell?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The more like crap you eat and the less you move, the more you're going to smell, you know? But if you're, you know, filling yourself with like quality fruits and veggies and clean proteins and good water and you're moving, you really don't need deodorant. And I think big issue is people don't want to sweat, which I get. It's embarrassing.
But the antiperspirant is so bad. People should not be using that.
No, and we have to sweat. It's how we detox. So I always tell people, I'm like, just embrace the sweat. It's nothing we all don't have.
I really honestly rarely wear deodorant.
No.
I wear it sometimes. Like if I'm going somewhere and I'm like, I really don't want to smell bad, I'll wear some.
100%.
But like I'm not wearing any right now.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
It's so much better. And I can, as a therapist, I can feel differences in people's armpits. Like if they're like stuck and stagnant and there's like a ball in their armpits versus like clean, pure, things can move.
You notice when someone's like wearing a bad deodorant.
Yeah. And also I've noticed too, like if someone has blocked armpits and like a lot of stagnation and chemicals built up, you'll start seeing more swelling in their chest, around their arms, their triceps, and even their face.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So again, they could be like, I'm gua shaing every day. Like,
well, you're using bad deodorant.
Everything drains down and then out to your armpits. So like if this is a huge area that detoxes and drains you and it's clogged.
Well, because you're basically clogging it.
Yeah.
When you're wearing certain deodorants, you're basically like clogging your lymphatic system.
Yeah.
So stop wearing bad deodorants, people.
And if you are, before switching to a natural deodorant, I would do like an armpit mask.
An armpit mask?
Curie, that brand also has one, but you can make it. It's like Aztec clay, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of water. You could do a little coconut oil or lemon. Okay. But you make like a face mask pretty much for your armpits. You like lather it on, you let it dry and harden up, and it's like pulling out the toxins.
Do you have any other cool tips like that?
Yeah. So like armpit mask is something I do at least once a month.
Okay.
If someone has a pretty like blocked armpits and you can really see it, I would do like at least twice in that month and then continue using natural deodorant. Obviously, you don't want to like put bad shit on it again after you just detoxed it.
Of course not.
But that I like. I also like tongue scraping. We carry a lot of germs on our tongue.
I love tongue scraping.
obviously gua sha the whole body. Dry brushing, order-wise, I like to do it before the shower.
Yeah. Before a warm shower, right?
Yeah. And then I get in the shower, and then towards the end of it, I like to do a hot-cold switch. So like if I have hot, I go to cold.
You mean the temperature of the water?
Temperature, yeah. So that's good and helps move like things a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Someone can also, if you're going in the sauna anywhere, not doesn't have to be with us, but put the castor oil on your belly and in your stomach. You don't have to do a wrap or anything. Just go in the sauna with it and you'll probably sweat a little bit more. And when your pores are warm or when you're warm, your pores are opened so that the oils can then seep in a little bit better.
Should people be like dry brushing or like kind of massaging the lymph while they're in the sauna, or is that not necessary?
I wouldn't dry brush in the sauna because sometimes you could be wet and it's dry brushing. But you can gua sha in there.
Just this is like a question for me, but also for others. I use kind of like I like scrub my skin in the shower. Yeah. That's not going to stimulate the lymph the same way that a dry brush would. Or would it?
It depends like what directions. Like if you're going the direction towards, that'd be fine. It's kind of the same sensation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still do both, you know?
Yeah. But I was just wondering, like if I happen to forget the dry brush or something, like that's still going to stimulate it.
And like, it kind of go for anything. Like if you have like an oil and you're putting oil on your legs, like this is just like if you have shorts on and you put whatever on. Like now it's like ingrained in my brain, like, okay, let's put it up. Let's push oil up. So there's that. Something else I love doing is legs up a wall.
I just try to do that every night. Yeah.
Before bed is amazing. It actually helps your sleep as well.
Can you explain a little bit about what goes on there?
Well, it's just helping your circulation fall down because with your legs, things move. If you're standing, things move up.
Right. Because
eventually we'll hopefully pee out the toxins. But when your legs are up a wall, it's just forcing everything to like start coming down. Why
does it help you sleep?
I think it's just the circulation of everything like moving towards your body. And it's just, I'm not an expert at this part, but I think it's just the help of the circulation could help you sleep. But I don't know 100%, but I do it and it helps me sleep. And when I don't do it, I notice. So there's that. But also if I like habit stacking. So doing two things at once. So you could dry brush while your legs are up a wall too. And that's great. You know, it kind of helps things move a little bit more. Another thing I love is vibration plates.
Okay.
Which I have all my clients stand on after.
Yeah,
which,
I stand on after,
And I love those. I honestly prefer vibration plates over trampolines. Because if anyone's like me, I am a klutz. Like, even for being a dancer.
But they do similar things. You just prefer the plate.
Similar things, yeah. But if you think about like you're jumping on a trampoline and after 2-3 minutes, I'm exhausted. I am so tired.
It also makes me feel like I have to pee.
Yeah, but then also like when you're starting tired, your form is off and like maybe you might roll your ankle in. Like trampolines is like the number one reason for broken ankles. And we don't need that. Versus the vibration plate, you just stand there and it shakes you, but like aggressively, and you can stay on it for like 10 minutes. And it's doing so much work. And there's so much benefits to vibration plates. And it's also easy. Get it from Amazon. You know, low back pain. It helps joint pain. It helps circulation, blood flow, lymphatic flow.
How often would you recommend doing that?
Every day.
Every day.
Oh, yeah. Especially if someone has like a really intense job of like nurses. Like they're standing all day for 12 hours. At the end of your shift, go home and stand on it. It will help so much, especially if you get like pain in your back. Like we have a hair salon next door to our Beverly Hills location. And like, yeah, sometimes hairstylists will come and stand on it and just help because they're on their feet all day. So those are a few things I love to do.
And what do you wish more people knew about their bodies and self-care?
Less is more. It's my biggest thing. That it's not that serious. I mean, it is serious, but like, don't think about it too much and just do it. I think everything is made so serious and it's so results driven. And it starts to become like a chore. But I think if you make things feel good and be more fun, you're more inclined to do it and be consistent. That's the biggest thing, really. Like, I think there's a lot out there already. And it gets overwhelming. Like, there's so many 20-step morning routines. And I'm like, if I see one more, I'm exhausted.
I know.
And everyone else is too. Like, everyone's doing things and they're tired and they're just living, you know? So if you can just simplify things to make it more enjoyable, that's actually going to be way better for you, I think, than stressing out over another thing you have to do.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to look at it because I think we can get really caught up in I have to do this, this, and this in order to get this result, right? Like we're so results driven.
Yeah. We start to become like human doings and human beings. And that's something I'm working on more because I noticed that too. Like I'm just doing, and then I have to do this and this. And I'm like, well, okay, pause. Because we can't really live in the moment if we're doing shit all the time. So I'm like, okay, if I'm a human being, how can I like really enjoy this? How can I make dry brushing fun and like peaceful? So I don't know. For me, music's a huge one. Like I have a million playlists and I have a playlist for every mood. And yeah, I just throw it on. It does help. It helps my mood. Obviously, there's some music that's kind of depressing, honestly, or scary. But like if you listen to something that's like makes you happy and it's like high vibrations while you're doing this stuff, like you're doing so much more for your body than you think.
Okay, and before we wrap, I wanted to leave with a couple of reflections. If you could go back, what's one thing that you would tell your younger self?
What would I tell my younger self? I would tell her just to keep going and to stay true to yourself. I think that was a big thing that I've experienced in my life was a lot of setbacks, a lot of being told no, whether it's splits and breakups and this and that and people saying you can't do it or it won't be successful. I think just have that little girl just ignore all the haters and just keep going because if you look back, things kind of just worked out. And I'm like, how did that all just happen?
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of crazy. Like in the moment, things seem stressful, but then you look back and you're like, oh, that was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
You know, so
it shaped you.
It shaped you. So like just have fun, enjoy the ride, and don't stress. Things will work out.
Yeah.
TTP, trust the process.
I was going to say you have to trust.
Yeah.
If you don't trust, then.
No. And I feel like when you're in that mindset, like everything shifts, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something I'm always working on.
Of course.
You know, not perfect.
And then looking ahead, what's one thing that you hope your future self thanks you for?
Not stopping. Again, just to keep going. Like I feel like there's still so much to experience and so much to share with other people in the world. And I think my older self would thank me for not stopping. Even with the no's still no's and setbacks, which is fine. It's great. You know,
that's part of life though. If at first you don't succeed, brush yourself off and try again. I mean, I love quoting Aaliyah, but
There was this guy who was one of my mentors, like 2023. It was an amazing program, but he'd said, life is rigged in your favor. Stuck with me forever. I was like, okay, cool. Got a ticket? Great.
Yeah.
There was a reason for that. Maybe it set me back a few minutes because there's a bad accident and then it's just whatever. You know, so everything that happens is just rigged in your favor, whether, you know. So I kind of try to live by that.
Yeah. And you're supposed to have your ups and downs.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It shouldn't be good all the time. I mean,
no, it's boring.
It would stop being enjoyable.
No, I always think like, what if like we're all in like a simulation, like we're all in our own movie, you know? And in movies, I'm like, obviously you want things to happen and like the happy ending and there's always ups and downs. And I'm like, okay, how would my main character act today? How would she act? Well, how would my main character handle this situation? So I was trying to think about that.
You zoom out and you look at it.
Yeah. So we're all our own main character, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
It is.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I'm going to end with the prayer. May we carry what we need, release what we don't, and stay open to the magic that is unfolding.
Amazing.
Thank you for sipping your matcha and sharing your heart with me today.
Of course.
Thanks for listening to No Matcha, No Mama. If you loved the episode, share with a friend, leave a review, or come say hi on Instagram. My handle is @DinaDL. If you would like to connect with my guest, Sabrina, you can find her at Miss Lymph on Instagram or misslymph.com. And she also has a TikTok, which is the same handle. And remember, thriving takes intention. See you next time.